lot of people worked the holiday and didn't get paid. That was a big issue for a lot of people. They weren't getting paid on the holiday. They didn't get double time. So if you didn't get double time and you worked twilight at the airport, right? If you work twilight at the airport and preload at the airport,
you should get double time.
You should have got double time for Black Friday.
Right.
If you worked. If you did not work, please get with one of us, and we'll point you right direction to your shop steward. If your shop steward does not want to file the grievance, then we will take care of it.
Right. Speaking of that, even if you are a midnight employee and you doubled on preload or the twi,
yes, and
you worked Black Friday, you were entitled to double time pay for whether you worked Thanksgiving or Black Friday, however it worked, because I actually had to put an agreement in for a member last night. She worked preload Thanksgiving morning because she worked Wednesday night, midnight, and then she stayed to do the double on Thursday morning for preload, so she's entitled to double time.
Now let's explain what double time is, because a lot of people are confused, because what's going around is, since you get paid for the holiday and you get this straight time, people are considering that double time, and it's not. It's basically you get the straight time for the holiday,
right,
as your paid holiday off,
right.
And if you worked, you get double time.
Yeah, double time is
plus
double
the holiday.
Double time is double your hourly rate, and then plus you get paid. Because some people even say triple time.
Yeah,
which is what they mess up, because you get paid for the holiday straight time, and then all the hours you work, you get paid double your hourly rate for every hour that you work.
But there is a such thing as triple time.
Yes. Now, this is how triple time works. Now, this probably is only going to affect full-timers and probably full-time drivers. See, this is what happens when you get triple time.
Okay.
If you work over your daily guarantee as a full-time employee on a holiday, then you would get triple time. So say like if you were I had a situation where a driver
worked 8 hours as normal time.
Over 8 hours on
Black Friday.
Black Friday, and the manager tried to mess with him and all this stuff. So he reached out to him, and I told him, "Hey, listen, don't get all. I understand why you're mad, but guess what? Make him pay for it.
That's it.
If he want to keep you past your daily guarantee on the holiday, well, now he has to pay you almost $100 for every hour that he kept messing with you."
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
And it's amazing, because I'm trying to tell people now, and like I was saying, a lot of people are filing more and more grievances. Now that you're filing them, you got to understand, right now, if you file a grievance, it might not get heard in time. We will handle it in January. But the thing is, be patient.
Right.
Because guess what? If it's a money issue, cool. I know everybody wants the money around the holidays, but if they're messing with your money, put in
you got to put it in. Don't wait. Because the longer you wait, you let them off the hook, and we don't want. They got plenty of money.
Plenty of money. I have a situation myself going on. I was asked to work Saturday last week, so I worked Saturday. Worked 5 hours. 5 hours of overtime. It was me and 2 other full timers. Guess who didn't get the hours on their sheet?
You.
Me.
Yeah.
So I said something. They ran. They were like, "Oh no, we ain't gonna mess your time up," and they said they fixed it. So I'm like, okay, well, let's see how that goes. Because if I don't get paid on Friday, my overtime, I'm going to file a grievance right away. I'm not playing around because it's too much. It's money that I already earned that should have been paid for. And when you put the grievances in, they gotta pay your penalty if they don't do it within a timely fashion.
Right.
And that's the thing about it. And it's paper trail on these crooked supervisors that keep messing with people's times.
Right.
Because you can't keep going to the supervisor 300 times, "Galen, you messed up my time. Can you please fix it?" And all it is an adjustment, and there's no reason why it's an adjustment. It could be sent to your house and so on and so forth, or they add it onto your following paycheck. Now, if you this time of year, because I got messed up one time where I was working 30 plus hours of overtime, and they messed up my paycheck. It was Darielle. She messed up my paycheck the one time and added it on to the following week, with all the other hours that I worked, and it puts you in a different tax bracket, and it taxed the bejesus out of it. So you kind of don't want that. You want to keep it where it is. That's when you worked it. That's when you want it.
Right. So I'm gonna go back. Sorry I'm late, guys. I had a situation, real bad situation at preload at PHL, but and I get to that because it's a very it happens a lot, and I remember Reggie Carey had called me a couple weeks ago and to talk about it, and it kind of ties into what we talked about. But I want to go back to what happened. Everybody knows, but Frank Ordonez out in Miami, and it's a shame. I feel bad for his family, and the one thing that I hate this, that it had to happen this way
around the holidays,
right?
Oh.
But everybody has come together and shown this
across
love,
the country,
right, and this solidarity and everything. And I just don't want
to stop. Like, we came together, now let's stay together. That's it.
You know what I mean? And so what we've done as a group, new executive board, 63 Lives Matter. We ordered these wristbands that has Frank Forever on them with the Teamster logo, and we're going to be selling them, and we're going to send them down to his, all the proceeds are going to go to his family, and because we really want this to keep going. We don't want it to stop. And whoever listening in the IBT, and I want to throw this out there, I don't know, I'm going to put something about it later, but I think at this next convention, like I said, I don't know who runs it or how it works. What should happen is we should have a Frank Ordonez moment at the next Teamster convention. I think whatever, they need to hand out something or do something. Whoever vest you have on that day for that moment, I think we should take him off and put on some type of Frank Ordonez paraphernalia. Let him
a patch
or something, whatever, a shirt. Yeah. To show out, our support for his family, bring his daughters out there, his wife, let them experience what this means, that their father was a hardworking man, her husband was a hardworking man. I think that, like I said, I'll put it out there. Like I said, I don't know who runs the convention or how is it handled, but I remember in 2016 they had a demonstration for I Am, which was back in the sanitation when they had that strike in Memphis back when Martin Luther King got assassinated in '68. So they had these I Am signs. So I think what they should do, whoever can get this out there to the IBT, the upper people, at the next convention, what they should do is have a Frank Ordonez moment. I don't know if it has to be a whole day or what, however them guys want to do it. Everybody take off their vests, whoever you support, man, it doesn't matter. We all come together and have a moment for that brother. Bring his family out there. We all take up a collection like they did they had like a drug rehab program. We was out there last time. They took up donations. And I think they should do the same thing at this convention, man. I don't know if it had to be a whole day or Frank Ordonez Day or Frank Ordonez moment at this next convention. Everybody take off their vests, who they support. We also have a big, strong sign of solidarity out there at the convention for him, for his memory. Let his daughters see it, and I think that will be another great sign. Because I don't want it to end. I really don't. I don't want this moment. I wish that we could bottle it up, and then when we start attacking each other, we just open that bottle up and just pour it out. Hey, listen, don't forget. Solidarity, we can come together, don't stop. Because that's the one thing I hope that we take from this moment. It's sad that it happened. I wish it didn't happen. But the aftermath of what of what it caused, I think that we could, as Teamster members, man, I think we should embrace this sign and keep it going. And another thing that we're going to do as an e-board, and I'm going to put this challenge out to all the other e-boards in the country. January 1st, and I put it out there to our guys last night, I'm going to get shirts made for everybody, the staff, the people at the hall, the secretary, Trish, everybody, We're going to get shirts made that has Frank Forever on the front, Solidarity on the back. And we're going to wear them our first day of office. as a sign of solidarity, as a sign of strength. And you know, I challenge everybody, every executive board that's going to hear this. If you guys want to share this, do the same thing. You mean, you ain't got to get a shirt, get a hat, get a pen. You know,
make a sign.
Make a sign. Our first day of office, or the first year, we're gonna wear these shirts all day. You know, as a sign of solidarity for our brother, our fallen brother, Frank. You know what I'm saying? So, that was heavy on my mind. I just want to embrace this and keep it going. You know, man, keep it going.
Yes.
So, shop stewards, and I put a thing out there yesterday that I really wanted to talk to the guys that. If you are planning on running for shop steward, or if you are currently a shop steward, we're going to have the list out in January. I plan on doing it to come to the building on the 1st, so you guys can sign your name. We got some new areas that we're going to be broken down, so we can have more shop stewards. Cause
are they going to be broken down on the list? Like,
yeah,
so it's going to say shop steward, such and such area.
Right, it's going to say shop stewards for, say, sort out A and B. Mm-hmm. Just throwing it out there.
Hypothetically.
Right.
Yeah.
So whoever's in employees and sort out A and B
can run,
sign that paper, boom.
Yes.
Right.
So I know everything's being split up differently.
Right.
So everybody who's a shop steward now, the areas that you run might or might not change.
Right. They might like, for example, the day sort. I wanted to get some insight, so I talked to the current day sort shop steward. There's only one for the whole shift.
Amazing.
Right, and so I talked to her and said, listen, I want to run this by you first. And she said, okay. I said, hey, listen, how about we have a shop steward upstairs and one downstairs where, and you be the one downstairs if you decide to run. And she said, man, thank you so much. That's cool, because she's downstairs. It's right, she can't go up there and see what's going on.
It's too much.
Right?
It's too much on one individual, because you're running around all day.
Right.
I mean, I'm an alternate, and I'm running up and down the steps all day to primary.
So that's what we're going to do. And if you want to get a heads up on how, like I said, to process grievances, how to investigate grievances, trust me, you can ask one of us, or go to 623livesmatter.org, and it has a steward toolbox on how to file grievances. I even have, matter of fact, I'll put this out there too. I put in our group that we have, it's an actual book on the do's and don'ts of how to be a shop steward, all these things. And I'll put it out there. You guys, if you want, like I said, even if you don't want to run for steward, this is just a good reading material, good training.
It's very good to know
exactly
what your shop steward can and can't do.
Right.
Because if you have a shop steward representing you and they're very lackluster and they're just sitting there with their hands in their pocket letting you get yelled at.
Yeah.
You got to understand, they can't really, they're supposed to be defending you.
Right.
And it happens a lot, believe it or not, and a lot of people don't understand that.
Exactly. And I got to reiterate this point. Listen, I know, and I think the last show was that, not last week, the week before last. Mm-hmm. One of our members had reached out to Expo and was like, oh man, but you guys get ready to come in and you guys going to, take it to the company like this. A lot of people are going to be retaliated against. And listen, this is what I want you guys to do. If you have any type of attendance problems, you got to fix them, because they're going to use that for you guys to come against us.
I keep trying to tell people.
This is what they're going to tell you. I'm telling you. They're going to say, if Hook and them guys and Bagby and Expo and Jumbo and all them guys, if those guys weren't in here busting us up with stopping us from working and holding us accountable for what we do, we wouldn't have to fire you for your attendance. That's what they're going to do. I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. Don't fall for it. It's going to be a tactic to try to get you guys to be mad at us for coming there and doing what you elected us to do.
Yep.
You elected us
to
police the contract. You elected us to hold them accountable. You elected us to hold their feet to the fire. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to be lazy, sitting back and letting them do everything.
Yeah.
What we need you to do is make sure that you do what you're supposed. If you do what you're supposed to do, there's nothing they can do to you. Yeah. And we're going to make sure of that. But you guys have to do your part. You can't be an attendance problem and then when we come in there and stop 100 supervisors from working and we put the grievances in, then they come to you and say, yo,
Jane Doe, John Doe.
Right. You terminated or you suspended because you didn't come to work. Don't point the finger at us because we can no longer let the people who want to do the right thing hostage because people don't want to come to work.
And don't get mad because
please don't get
now
mad.
You have to come to work.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, isn't that why we have a job to come to work to make money?
I don't want UPS to manipulate you into thinking that it's our fault that you were fired because you didn't come to work.
Yeah. And then you got there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes with that. It's like you got to keep your nose clean with the situation.
I'm telling you now on December the 11th, and what time is it? 10:28. I'm telling you, we are going to come out on the aggressive. We're not playing no game. These guys have been getting away with so much forever.
And you got to think about it. You stop the supervisors from working, and guess what's going to happen?
Exactly.
More hours for the employees. Because if you got, they pull supervisors from other hubs, other sorts. They give them they let them dress down, and they hide their stuff. This is going to help you make more money inevitably.
Right. So another thing, I gotta touch on this because I ran a little later because I asked the station manager to push the show back to 10 because of how the
because of preload and the value. I mean, we understand.
We had a bad situation that happened, and Reggie hit on it a couple weeks ago. And Reggie, if you're listening, man, I thank you for bringing this to my attention because it happened again today.
I want to hear this.
If any employee, especially females, if you are sexually harassed, do not be afraid. Do not go into a corner and hide. Don't get scared because it happens
be up till later,
all the time. Had a situation today. We had a member who was sexually harassed, and she was yelling and screaming. I said, "Oh, I stopped what I was doing. I didn't care about whatever. I went over there, found out what was going on with her. She was highly upset. So I investigated the situation. I talked to the members over there, and lo and behold, one of the members like, yeah, the supervisor was saying some inappropriate things, sexual things to her, and it's not who you think.
Oh, I'm about to say, because
it's not who you think. And that's the problem.
Wow.
So I went over there. I got the full-time manager. Said, yo, we got a problem. You guys need to come over here and take care of this problem.
ASAP.
Because if you don't, it's going to be a bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
He came over there. The member was highly upset. She couldn't contain herself. And, of course, management, they were like, oh, whatever. But.
It ain't whatever. That's the problem.
But now I got the supervisor did say, yeah, I was flirting with her. Boom, right? So I said, Mike, you cannot flirt with a member. You can't do that. Because now she feels some type of way. Now she's yelling and screaming. Now the first thing you're going to do is fire her for yelling and screaming, but she's sexually harassed. So, hopefully they do the right thing. The member is happy. She's cool. She's calm. She's safe. But this happens all of the time. And it happens on the union side. Listen, I had a situation on Saturday. When I was up there. Same thing. But this was between two hourlies. Listen, we have a right to come to work and feel safe.
Yeah.
No one should be harassed at that job. It's already high tension. There's already, stuff going on, especially this time of year. People want to come in, make their money, and go home. They don't want to get harassed. They definitely don't want to get sexually harassed. So leave the women alone. Leave the men alone. Let's come in and work and go home. Because this is a different age than it was back in the day. People get hurt. You come to the job, man, you don't know what's going on at home with people. Then you start messing with them. We could be on the news next. And we don't want that to happen. Because I remember years ago, I was in the HR office talking about the similar situation. About harassment, sexual harassment between an hourly and a manager. And I'm talking to the HR person. They're like, man, whatever. We got to investigate. I say, you know what? What if the member goes home, gets her husband, And then we got an Alabama situation up here. Oh, man, what you talking about? No. You guys are so nonchalant when it comes to your people. But if it was one of us, you would have us out the door. Well, this guy need to be out of here. Couldn't find out they moved into Oregon Avenue. Now, I don't know if he's still there, but the rules don't apply the same way between hourly and management. They can do whatever they want to do, talk to you any kind of way, harass you, now sexually harass you, and they still got a job to come to. Romeo, if you and I do that, we out of there. No questions asked.
Yeah, they do. It seems like they sweep a lot of things under the rug. I've seen management, full-timers come and go with situations like this. They get them out. They just put them to another building. Oh, yeah, we took care of it. They're gone. But no, they're
still right.
They're still employed, and they do it. They're free to do it to somebody else in another building.
Exactly.
So they pick up the rug and they sweep the mess underneath it, and now the mess is gone. Now we're doing live when we're on the radio, and we have a member saying that they get harassed almost every day, and they're upset and they're sick of it. Now, when you file a grievance or stuff like this happens, when retaliation happens, you gotta file a grievance for retaliation, because stuff like this that wasn't happening beforehand all of a sudden happens after a situation, a discipline situation. Even if you were disciplined wrongfully or Article 7, whatever it is, and they're trying to push your buttons to go into that negative spot to get you fired or to get you hyped up, you gotta file a grievance for retaliation. You gotta let your shop steward know, because if you don't let your shop steward know, and you sit here and some people aren't right. Sometimes you could be home, get in an argument with your loved one, have a death in the family, and you come into work, you're not in the right state of mind, and they come at you. What's going to happen? You're going to flip out. You're going to say something you're not supposed to say, and then you're going to lose your job. And this is not how it should be. You should be protected. You should feel that you should be going to your e-board and letting them know, this is how I feel. And you should have faith in your e-board to basically know they'll handle the situation. Well, guess what? January 1st, all that stuff will be true, because you will have faith in us.
Now, we got a question, and it was a really good question.
Okay.
From my cousin, brother, by the way, said, what does a worker do to escalate sexual harassment? What do you do? This is what you do.
You escalate the situation for being handled?
Right, that's what he meant.
Okay.
So this is what you do. You contact, number one, stay as calm as you can. Now, if it's not violent, now if they put his hands on you, this is another thing that's misconception. Now, we was always taught that, and especially in the workplace, if Romeo approached me, right, and Romeo tries to fight me, you have every right to defend yourself. Don't think that if you swing or you try to defend yourself, you're going to get fired. No, that's not how it works. In the contracts, it talks about unprovoked violence in the workplace. Now, if you're provoked, you got to defend yourself. You can't let nobody just bust you all up.
Yeah.
And that's stupid. I
mean, you will be fired for fighting, and then they will do an investigation, and then as long as it's, you'll get your job back.
You have to defend yourself.
You can't sit there and just let some dude Mike Tyson
you
fight
can't
you.
Do that. That's dumb. That's dumb. So that's another misconception about it says unprovoked. There's a difference between provoked and unprovoked. And this is what you do. Going back to, I want to jump back and forth. Yeah. Let's go back to sexual harassment, right? If anybody, but in this case we're talking about a female. If a female feels that she's sexually harassed, what she should do is notify the steward immediately. Notify your management immediately, so it can be handled. Don't let this stuff go on. Don't let it keep happening, because what's going to happen is it's going to put you in a frame of mind where you're not going to be safe to work in that job, and then you may do something that you shouldn't do, and then, we want to nip that in the bud before it happens. If the supervisor, if it's your full-timer, go to the manager. If it's your manager, you go to another one, but make sure you get your shop steward involved so we can, file the paperwork.
Document.
Document it. Create a paper trail So this will not happen again.
Yeah.
But the main thing, we got to keep you safe and calm because, like I said, the sister she was off the hook this morning.
Yeah.
And I could see it happening because she was going at the suit, but you know how they was going to turn it into where she was being violent against me.
Yeah.
But you just sexual harassed her.
Listen, they don't want to put their wrongs out there. They want to put your wrongs out there. And when it comes down to it, like I brought this up last week about regular harassment.
Right.
You want to document everything.
Right.
You want to document everything that you feel that you're uncomfortable with.
Right.
Especially if you feel like you're being harassed every day or so on and so forth. Now, you play this into sexual harassment. It's still a form of harassment.
Right, exactly.
So you want to document everything, what was said, what made you feel uncomfortable, when, who said it, and you bring it into your shop store. You want to file sexual harassment against such and such. It'll be documented with the paperwork that you wrote, the dissertation on what was going on, and then you get HR involved. Because I'm telling you right now, unfortunately, a grievance is a slap on the hand. That's it. It really doesn't do nothing unless you keep it. It's consistent and consistent and consistent. And even then, they start thinking you're the problem.
Right, exactly.
And that's what they do. They like to spin it on the members all the time.
Check this out. This happened a few years ago. We had this young lady, and she was one of those ones where she didn't take nothing from anybody. Right, which is how you should be.
I mean, yes. I mean, you come to work and make money, not enemies or friends. You know.
So she had some problems with security, and so man, this one guy, he just kept messing with her, and so she filed the paperwork, got the union involved, but it wasn't moving fast enough because
it kept happening.
Kept happening.
Yeah.
So she said, "Look, I need some help." I said, "I got you, sis. We gonna take care of this tonight." So as I'm getting the grievance together, right, the security guy was like, man, what he said something messed up, and I had it, and I just lost it. He said, and you better not. The way he said it was like, if he wanted to take her out on the street, and like if the way he said it, I mean, what did he say? It was bad too, y'all.
Listen,
it's
perfect timing that you were there.
Right. He said, and you better not, because he couldn't see me because I was in my locker getting the grievance out. And he didn't know I was there. He said, man, because she was saying something to him, and he came back with like, yeah, you better not say it no more, or if you do something else, it's gonna be if you say, like, if you do it again, it's going to be a problem. That's what he told her.
Ooh.
And he ain't see me. I said, what you just say? And then he didn't say nothing. So I said, no, we're going to go up to the security right now. For the grievance out, I go up there, and the guy was like, well, what y'all up here for? I said, we need this guy fired, man. You keep me going around threatening these people. He's like, what you mean fired? I said, he just threatened this member here. What y'all gonna do about it? What you mean? So we explained the situation. Then he was like, okay, well, what do you want done? I said, we want done.
What would happen to us if we
exactly,
did?
And that's how I put it to him. I said, we want the same remedy that would have happened if she would have said it to him. Oh, I don't know what you mean. I said, what you mean you don't know what I mean? What are you talking about? You know what would have happened if she would have said it to him?
Let me tell you something. That is used against us all the time.
Oh.
Because like something happened last week where something happened last week where somebody yelled and cursed, but not in the direction of the management, but they were yelling and cursing. You're upset.
Let me get back to my man real quick.
Okay, good.
It says Abe. Abe said, Mr. Hooker, sir, are we supporting Sean O'Brien? Abe, we're not supporting anybody that the members don't support. If the members don't support any candidate, we're not going to support that candidate. If the members do support a candidate, we will support that candidate. It's all up to the membership. We're not going to be like the previous guys who was like, we're just going to protest in silence. We're going to do what the members ask us to do. So if somehow or another, I don't see it happening, if the members say, hey, listen, we want to support O'Brien, then we have to do what the members say. Because if we don't do what the members say, then we might as well don't go down there on January 1st, get the keys back to the guys that we're in there now, and just be done with it. But we're not going to do that. We're going to support whoever the members want us to support.
Yeah.
When we go to that convention in 2021,
Yeah.
we're going to be supporting whoever our members want us to support. That's how we're going to do things. We're not in the politics. We got to change this logo around. We work for the membership because the oath says this. It's the members who put me here.
Yeah.
And it's the members who we serve. So if they say Hooker, we know, we don't like O'Brien. We don't like him, but we're going to support him. Then we're going to swallow our pride and we're going to go down there and support the guy. But if they don't, we won't either.
So we have a situation that was brought to my attention last night about supervisors working.
Okay.
All right. So this member wants to know the proper procedure to file a grievance for that.
Okay.
So I gave her the information, but I told her we were going to bring it up on a show.
Okay.
So we can understand how they get paid and what it means. But I wanted you to explain it a little bit better because you probably the terminology is a little better.
So when a person comes to me or when I file a supervisor working grievance, what you want to do is make sure you get the name.
Yeah.
Or if you can't get the name, get an accurate description of
the employee,
the supervisor in that area. Document how long they worked. And
when you document how long they work, don't just stand there with a pen and paper.
Right, don't stand there with a pen and a paper. Yeah, don't just be like,
because they could get you for that.
For that, right. Just you keep working, but keep your eye on the supervisor working. What I'd like to do is ask the member to go up to him and say, listen, don't work. Now, if they disregard what you ask, because you have every employee has a right to go up to a supervisor and don't ask them to. Just tell them, hey, listen, stop working. Now, if they don't argue with them. Don't get any type of confrontation.
Some management prefer you doing that because they said it's in the contract to say that.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to go ask them anything.
No, you don't.
They don't have. They shouldn't be working. So if they want to give you the attitude, don't get confrontational.
No,
just sit back. You work. And if they working, you make a document. Mental document. Hey, listen, they working. Contact your steward.
Now, how are they paid?
Now, if it's anything less than 2 hours, you'll get paid at W rate for them working.
Part-time and full-time?
Part-time and full-time.
All right.
If that same supervisor has been caught working 3 times in a 9-month rolling period, you'll be paid triple time.
Per hour. So keep that in mind. So that's the steps. Get the name of the supervisor. If you can't get the name of the supervisor, give a description of the supervisor in, where he's working at. And what they were doing.
Right. And what they were doing, how long they were doing it, right? And you'll be paid. You'll be paid. If it's less than 2 hours, it'll be double time. It'll be, all hours worked at double time your rate. So if it's $15 you get paid, you'll be getting paid.
If it's less than 2 hours or more?
No, if it's less than 2 hours.
Okay. Now, if it's more than 2 hours?
It should be straight time.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
So that's how that works.
Just want to get that out there because there's a lot of confusion out there.
Right.
So,
but in the new contract, it does say something about 4 hours, doesn't it?
Something like that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying because they changed, tweaked it a little bit.
Right.
You just got to go over it. That's why I wanted to go over it with you.
Yeah. So but I do know if they get caught 3 hours, 3 times.
3 times is triple time.
It's triple your pay.
So the other question for me was, do you support?
Do I support O'Brien? No, I don't. I don't support him because to me, it's now I'm gonna go back to how I don't have any say so in this. Mm-hmm. This is just me giving my opinion. My opinion probably don't mean nothing, but hey, this is how I would have handled it. Just say Mr. O'Brien has turned over a new leaf. I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm not saying that. Everything he's saying is not. I'm not saying that because I don't. I'm not a political person. But this is just how I would handle it. Okay, say I'm in Fred's shoes, right? I would have said, okay, Sean, you said you're a reformist now. Okay, we're gonna leave you at the spot you're at. We're gonna leave you at the Eastern Region Vice President And we're going to see how you handle that. We're going to see what you do. We're going to see if you still, coming out fighting against Hoffa, fighting against the company. Then when 2023 comes, we'll make you the package director, and we'll see how you do. Now, if you do those things right, because I think Fred did say that he was only going to be, I think, one term, that he may step down. And if that's the case, okay, well, you leave Sean where he's at as the Eastern Region Vice President. Let him negotiate the contract at that level. He does a good job. Okay, Sean, you've done everything we asked you to do. You gave us a good contract. You was forceful. You stuck it to the company. You gave us what we needed. Okay, now I step down. Then I can see myself handing over the keys to Mr. O'Brien. But at this point right now, I can't say that I'm comfortable with that.
Strong arm in the position.
You
know
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
at least if you want to move him up, let's move him up to GST, General Secretary Treasurer, and then let's see how that works.
Yeah.
But to just go ahead and just give him the keys to the kingdom, man. After all that stuff, that doesn't sit. I'm not saying that he hasn't changed. I'm not saying that he, but to keep to make the members happy, I think what we should do. But what we should do is, that kind of got me right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I think what we should do is just let's leave him where he at and let's see what he do first. That's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody rob a bank, I'm not going to give him the keys to being a bank teller. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
But again, that's just me. I mean, like I said, my opinions mean nothing, but they're just how I would handle it, and
Yeah.
that's just me.
So now we have a lot of stuff going on. I know you've been meeting with a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
You've been.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I mean you've been meeting with a lot of people. We're getting everything understood. I know.
Speaking of that, big shout out to Vinny Perone, Local 804. Man, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. You talking about world class fighters, world class leadership, world class local. I'm gonna tell you something. Those guys, they run like a well-oiled machine up there, man. They got I think it said 17 buildings. It takes a long time to get to a couple of them, and this, that, and the other, traffic, congestion, and they run as though it's just one building. I mean, I was sitting there, man, and one of their business agents, Dave Centron, came in, right? This dude had like a stack of grievances of grievance checks, I believe, to give to the members. These guys, man, listen, we're going to have to bring that attitude here, and we're going to have to run that local similar to what they do. I know it's going to take some time because their members are a lot different than our members. You know what I'm saying? They don't mind fighting. I know a lot of our members are kind of like, I don't know if I want to get caught up in that hook, man. I don't want to get fired. Because I even asked them, and I was there, I said, listen, for what we plan on doing, I know the company's going to retaliate. And I
Absolutely. They started by hiring somebody third-person labor, right?
Right. And so what? The guys like, listen, the guys don't want to come to work. They don't want to do what they're supposed to do. That's on them. But he said, what you cannot do is horse trade grievances. He said, once you start doing that, then the company knows they got you. And
now, what do you mean by that?
Horse trade grievances. Say if Romeo filed 15 grievances for supervisors working.
Yes.
But Hooker don't want to come to work. Mm-hmm. Hooker want to slack off, and I don't want to do the right thing. So I'm sitting at home, suspended or fired, terminated. Mm-hmm. They bring you in the office and say, "Hey, listen,
we'll wipe the slate clean.
We'll bring Hooker. We can't do that. Mm-hmm. We can't horse trade. We can't horse trade the grievances, man. Because if we do that, we're gonna be just like the people that we just got voted out, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's a little crazy with that situation because you know what, people do that stuff.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a a way of handling things that shouldn't be your first line of defense. You really shouldn't be out there in general because, like you said, once you do it one time, they're
gonna come after you. They're gonna come after you. They're gonna pick at that. They're gonna nag at it. And then next thing you know, man, you selling that house for like you selling the car for gas money.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So, but again, you know, you guys voted for us for a reason, right? So when we come in there and do what we're supposed to do, I don't want the company to manipulate you guys into thinking that it's our fault that they are coming down on you. No, they have been accustomed to just doing what they want to do for so many years, and that they want to continue doing it. But we can't no longer allow that. We can't do that.
It's a new regime coming in.
And it's gonna be some, you know, some bumps in the road. Like, we're not gonna do everything perfect. We're gonna make some mistakes. But you know, like I said, it's the members who put us here, and it's the members who we serve. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I want that notion to be always in you guys' mind. Okay, these guys are doing what's best for us because we put them there, and they have our back. Yeah. And I want you guys to always think that when y'all see us. I don't want you to be like, oh man, these guys ain't gonna do nothing when they come in.
And it doesn't mean run amok and we always have to defend you. That's it's right. Like, oh yeah, they got my back.
You guys do what you're supposed to do, man. I'm telling you, you guys have nothing to worry about. And then the company gonna do, like I heard a rumor, a guy was telling me they're gonna fire 100 and some people on January the 2nd to see how we handle it and all this other kind of stuff.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, I'm like, well, if they do that, man, they're gonna have a lot of problems because if you already planning to that. Well, explain that to the labor board.
That's a preemptive strike.
Exactly. Well, explain it to, you know, when you get this unfair labor practice.
Just or unjust, you can't talk about it pre-time.
Yeah, you can't talk about
if it's a problem now, why you doing it in January?
Right. So yeah, it's crazy out here.
I know we got 5 minutes to our little break.
Oh, yeah. On the other side of the break, man, we're going to continue to talk about, you know, some issues that we got coming up and that we want you guys to get and board on with. We'll talk about the wristbands and how much they will cost. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't know if I can mention. I can't mention that on the air because I don't want to get jammed up. So on our little break, we'll mention, you know, where we're going to be at, how much they cost, and all this other kind of stuff. Because I talked to Local 769 yesterday, one of the administrators down there, and they told me, you know, what to do and how to do it. And so yeah, we want to get the information out to you. And listen. I just want people to hold that this whole feeling of solid. I never seen it like this. It almost remind me of, and I hate to bring it up, 9/11. You know, when that happened, man. Together, I mean, I went to the gallery, and I think Bush was president. It didn't matter if he was black. It didn't matter if he was white. It didn't matter if you voted for Bush, if you hated Bush. It didn't matter, man. Everybody was together, and that kind of put this in perspective. Like, if we come together like this, why come we can't stay together like that? Why can't we? Who says once you know this is over with that we gotta start going back and fighting each other?
Unfortunately, tragedies bring people together.
That's true.
More, and it's almost like I tell people the same thing with UPS.
Right.
How long have you worked there? So I worked there almost 20 years. And those 20 years that I've been there, I've seen safety aspects put in place over people that died.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because, you know, it wasn't said before. There was things said before. I remember I brought an issue about walk paths, having the walk paths in there. We never had all those walk paths in there, if you remember. They weren't paid into the building. And I brought it up. All of a sudden, somebody at another hub was struck by a vehicle and passed on.
Darn.
Next thing you know, we got walk paths. And we got, it happened again. Now we got degrading the skywalk, walking in between trucks. We have to climb up and go over.
Right.
You know, people have to wear the vest and cones.
Right.
So it goes on and on and on. But sometimes it opens up your eyes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, for the positive or the negative.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But it opens up your eyes more because it makes you understand.
Right.
You know, and we're all one brotherhood, no matter where we work.
Yes,
if I'm down the shore and I see a UPS driver, I acknowledge them.
Oh yeah.
And I always say they're doing a great job. You know,
yeah.
And they always look at me funny.
Right.
But that's what I do. It's just like who are you? I'm like, listen, I work for the, in Philadelphia, and I'm in Jersey, or wherever I'm at. Because they work hard no matter what state you're at.
Right.
It's the same. Yeah. It's the same job, just a different location.
Right. All right. So we're gonna be back on the other side of this break. You're listening to WOM 92.9 South Philadelphia Community Radio.
That's it. Hit those
bumpers.
Yeah. You get the Wonka, the Stooges, or whatever.
Yeah. Where we at here? What's this here? Wonka. Did I hit it right?
Yeah, you got it. It's on.
Okay. All right, good people. Hey, those the wristbands for Frank. They're going to be $2 a piece. One for $1 for each child that he has, and all the proceeds are going to go down to Frank and his family. And so we just want to make sure that we send out support and show of love and solidarity with his family, man. And we're gonna do the same thing for Jackie Schaefer. Don't forget, her funeral is Saturday. I can't remember the time, but I know it's Saturday, and I'm gonna have to leave early because I got a previous engagement that happened that I got to do before her passing. So I'm gonna be there for that in the beginning, but then I gotta leave and go to where I have to go. But yeah, don't forget, her funeral is this Saturday. All right.
It's hitting the piano.
Okay. Let's see what this thing say here, man.
Did you want to check that?
Yeah, just hit that for me when they come out. See what it's doing. Okay. Oh. Okay, this is one of them spam joints. Boy, I saw that joint, man. All right, good people, we back. James Romeo, yes. Hooker Richard.
Yep, Hooker Richard.
All right, so again, we want to just reiterate what we was talking about. This sign of solidarity, I never seen nothing like it, and I'm hoping we keep it with our, with the tragic loss of our brother Frank Ordonez. Man, we want to keep. We don't want the solidarity part to ever stop. Because like I said earlier, if we could come together, Romeo, we should be able to stay together. Because that's what a union is. I mean, it's about you and I. I heard somebody say a long time ago, you can't even spell the word union without you and I. It doesn't even exist.
Yep.
And so, you gotta keep together. Gotta keep together at all times. There's so many things and people and the corporations and laws that are against unions, man. The one thing that we can't ever be is against each other. I know politics have a lot to do that. I don't support you. I hate you. You don't support me. I hate you. But when you do those types of things, man, the company, the corporations, the legislators, the anti-laws against labor, all these things win. So we got to come together, man. And this was a great show of what could have happened if we come together. But just think what could happen if we stay together.
Better contracts.
Exactly.
Better language in our contracts.
Yep.
Even in our supplements.
Yep.
And stuff like that is great when we stick together.
Right.
Because the voting turnout isn't really great. It really isn't great.
I don't think nobody. I
don't think any local has a great turnout. Maybe they do. I
don't even know what could we do to get people to vote. We talk about the IBT so much, right? But check this out. What they did with this contract, Romeo. There's nothing else they could have done on this. Everybody's on their phone now. Everybody. I even saw people, even when the contract was coming out, on the phone in the hub. They could have voted right while they was in the hub.
Well, I think the bigger issue is in our local is that people aren't educated with what's going on. Now, okay, fine, they made it accessible for them. They did.
You can't get no better than that.
They made it to vote in the palm of your hand.
Yes.
So literally. Now, let's educate them, because a lot of people don't understand. Man, like I know you guys are out there saying vote no. Mm-hmm. Vote no, vote no, vote no. So they know to vote no. But vote no on what? So this is where we, in live, where we got to tell them. Now, we did tell them, but not everybody got it. And that's the issue. So you got to let everybody know. And it's hard to get to everybody when you have 4,400 members. It
is.
So
it's hard.
We're going to figure that out. I have a couple plans in mind, and I'm, and Hooker knows me. When I come up with something, it's been pretty good for the membership. I get a lot of positive responses. So I'm going to, try and get that to the best of my ability for the members. Because that's the one thing we said when we got in office we're going to do for the membership is educate the members.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because it's hard to do your job when you don't know what it entails, Because, like, for example, if you're working in UPS and you've been in small store for 23 years and they go, okay, I need you to go load E-regs. Right. They don't. That's all they tell you. They don't even tell you where the E-reg pit is. Right. They don't even tell you how to get there. They don't tell you what to do when you get there. Because a lot of times they move you, and I see people come to my area. They look like a deer in headlights.
Right.
And management don't tell them anything. They don't train them or nothing. So that's where a communication error is. And if we communicate properly to everybody that needs to know, we have a better turnout. Right. And even now, like when we were out there campaigning, we got a better turnout from the last time.
Yeah, 300 more people voted.
That's 300 people more.
Right, exactly.
That could have been the 300 we needed.
Yeah,
because we got 443.
Right.
So, you don't know how that goes.
Right, you don't. And then another thing is, like you said, about education. And for all the people that's running for shop steward, we talked about if you come to our site, how, you could give you tools already. But even after whoever wins, and good luck to everybody that's going to run.
That could be after this. I want to hit on that. So,
okay. So like I said, good luck to everybody who's going to run for shop steward. Mm-hmm. But even after you win, we have programs in place that people are going to come and help train our stewards to be more effective and efficient in the job, because UPS, man, these guys, man, they've been getting away with
murder
all these years, man, and it's like, wow.
So you're going to have like a little shop, like so people can come in and
they're going to come down to the hall.
Listen,
they're going to do all those things for us.
I expect everybody that won
to be there.
That even if you are a veteran,
gotta be there.
Stewart, I expect you to show up and learn a little something.
Because I was talking to a guy who's one of the guys who's going to come and do it. Mm-hmm. And it's a couple ways that we was trying to get him to come. And one was, do it on a Saturday. But I told him, if you do it on a Saturday, probably won't come. But if you do it during the week, where we take them off the job, they're going to have to come because we're paying them. They're going to have to come. If they don't come, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
So that's some things that you and I and the rest of the guys will talk about. But I'm, just bouncing some ideas off this guy, because this is what this guy does. This is what he gets paid to do. He gets paid to train people how to be unionists, activists, fighters, everything. So he's going to come. He's been doing it for 1,000 years.
Good.
And so we got some good people coming, man. They're gonna set 63 on fire, man. We're gonna come in there guns blazing, and but we want to make sure we do it the right, because we don't want to leave or put our members in harm's way. We come there thinking we
want to have everybody set to defend. The first line of defense.
Exactly. We don't want to come in there and start busting everybody up, and then we leave people out to dry because we didn't do our part. We didn't do our due diligence to make sure that our information was correct, and we got it together. It sounds good, but it's going to be good.
It's going to be good once implemented. So here's a question, all right? When we do this shop steward election, the first step is posting.
Yes.
So will you? Can you elaborate? Where it will be posted?
It's going to be posted. It's going to be posted in the areas where the election, where the steward was going to be. I want to say supervising over, but the area where he's going to be protecting at. So, for example, you're going to be running for the steward in E-regs and the E-regs unload, was it container unload?
I think it's E-regs,
container,
feeder
unload,
feeder, container, and container E-reg,
right.
Container unload,
right? That area. So it's going to be
because that's the new area
Right.
that you assigned.
So that area, don't they got a board over there? They don't have a board over there, do they?
Somewhere, that's what I'm saying. That's where it gets a little messy, where we got to make sure we know. So
Since they don't have a board over there, we're gonna have to put that board. We're gonna have to put that list in the cafeteria because it's kind of right in the middle of both spots.
Because it's all over the place. So expect to check, I guess, where you work at for that.
And like I said, we'll put it out there.
Yes,
you'll have the information. Matter of fact, what we should do and what we could do is just stand at the gate and say, "Yo, listen, shop steward election now. You're gonna be a shop steward. Here go the sheet. Here's where it's located.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Like it's easy for in PHL for the drivers because you got ballot center, got a board. Media center got a board.
Yeah.
Boom, they can sign it, go right on. You know
because they got the C complex.
Right.
So now, so where they're posted.
Right.
All right. They're going to be up from January 1st to January 1st
to the 8th.
Now, after they're taken down, how does the election and where does the election?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to be right in the area where you're going to be the steward at.
So we could do that. So if, say, for example, E-regs, you're going to be in the middle of the operation?
Well, no. We'll probably have to be in the cafeteria right in the middle.
Cafeteria.
We're going to be there.
Because I thought that was the general place where everybody was heard.
Right.
Held.
So you'll come over, sign. You put who you're going to vote for. Sign it, put it in the box like you did.
Is it during work hours or is it off the clock?
We're going to do it off the clock because we want you guys to come over and be able to vote.
Okay. So this is where everybody got to understand. So we're going to post it in the area that you're going to be running.
Right.
It's going to be from the 1st to the 8th where you have a chance to sign it.
Right.
And it's going to be held near your area or the cafeteria,
right?
One or the other, whichever we can do, and it's going to be off the clock.
Off the clock.
So you got to get there a little bit earlier to work to vote,
right?
Because I know once everybody starts, we're probably going to have to shut it down.
Exactly.
Because I knew before they ran it while people worked, and people were staggering in.
Yeah.
So if people have staggered start times, we might have to hold that in conception.
Right.
Yeah,
we'll work it out. We'll work it out because we got a couple of meetings. With us.
But just wanted to get it out there as a free, because a lot of people were asking me, and I didn't have the answer.
You want it for Carthage too?
Huh?
You want it for Carthage too?
Well, we got to make one. Remember?
There's no steward over there.
I told you they have it combined with the ramp. We went through this.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
I told you. Remember when I was trying to run, they wouldn't let me.
Oh my! Oh shoot! Now it's coming back to me.
Where they said to me when I was trying.
Right, I remember it's coming back to me.
I went to the hall. I went to a meeting and I brought it up that my area really don't have a shop steward.
Right.
And they were like, "All right, we'll take this into consideration." And when they called me back, they said they didn't have any money in the budget to bring on another shop steward, and then they made Carl Robinson a BA. Oof. And he makes way more than a shop steward. A BA does. Now, I'm not saying Carl Robinson. I'm saying a BA does.
Right.
But the whole thing is that there's no ill will towards him. Yeah. It was just a situation. It's like you tell me you ain't got no money to buy me a loaf of bread, and you went out and bought a brand new car. It's like it's apples and oranges, but it's just like you threw it out there. You shouldn't even said it that way. You know.
I agree. Yeah,
but
when you said it, came back to me.
That's where it's things.
We're gonna have a steward election over there.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to open that up. But the whole thing
definitely got to,
because it makes no sense, especially when the people are they need the defending over there too, and it's like you're pulling somebody out of another area, kind of, sort of, like that has way different rules and regulations.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but that's how it's going. I mean, But I just wanted to get it out there to everybody because I have a lot of people coming to me and asking me, and I'm in there, and people want to know. So now we know partial. We'll get it out there all the way. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I forgot you told me that, man.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, but we just got to basically stay. Stacy, how you doing? We did bring up the issue with the supervisors working. That everybody wants to take care of that and file a grievance.
Yeah. So, please file.
So basically, get a person's name if you can. If not, a very good description of where they worked at. You want to document mentally, basically how many hours they worked or whatnot. If you want to approach the person and ask them kindly not to stop working, you can. But if they're going to be confrontational, you could just
right.
take the documentation. If it's under 2 hours, it's double time. You get paid, and we're going to look.
Double time is double your hourly rate.
Yes, double your hourly rate. If it's any more than that, any more hours,
right.
I know it's tweaked in this contract, so we're going to double check into it.
Right.
But like I said, if the supervisor in a 9-month period basically works and gets the documentation filed on them, or grievances filed on them, that becomes triple time.
Right, at 3 times in a 9-month rolling period.
So if you guys see this happening in your area,
well, you gotta say something.
If
you see it, grieve it.
Grieve it.
See it, grieve it. You gotta put that on a shirt or something.
See it, grieve it.
That's
good. You guys gotta understand too. It's like I know everybody wants to file grievances too, and I tell everybody, cool, you file grievances, you want to file grievances, but let's go back to what we were talking about when you walked in. Make sure you guys are in a position, because if you are in a position where you're not coming to work, you're late all the time,
they're gonna bust you.
They're going to get you.
They're gonna bust you.
So you're going to file that grievance, and you're going to be like, cool, I'm going to get money for supervisors working. That's not how it works. There's a process, but guess what? They're going to be like, okay, we'll pay you the grievance, but guess what? Boom. But that's retaliation off the bat.
Right.
So you got to understand, if they're not getting you now, they're going to look into it in the future.
Right. And my thing is, I don't want the company to manipulate that situation any longer. Okay, Romeo, you filed 20 grievances on Supervisor A. Okay, well, Hooker don't like to come to work.
Yeah.
So we're gonna suspend him, and
they tried.
But if you drop it, we won't let them. Yeah. Those days are over.
Yeah, they tried that with me one time. I had a bunch of grievances filed for supervisors working. And I was brought into the hearing with labor and everything, and they're like, "Oh, how you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good." They're like, "I see you got a lot of supervisor working grievances." I'm like, "Yes, I do." Mm-hmm. They were like, "It was raining." They were like, "Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to pay you for your supervisors working." I'm like, okay, cool. But we're going to OJS everybody on your belt, especially the person that you talk to all the time. We're going to make sure we're on top of that like white on rice. Right. And we're going to make sure they're doing their job properly. And if they aren't, they're going to be disciplined. And I looked at them. I said, no, you're not. They're like, what do you mean, no, I'm not? I was like, they have nothing to do with this situation. Right. I was like, either you're going to discipline me or you're not going to do anything at all. Right. I was like, because the fact is, you couldn't discipline me, so you're trying to go after my coworkers, right. And you can't do that. So that's not how it works. And I fought tooth and nail for that. And guess what? I won because you can't do that. Right. You're not. That's almost extortion, blackmail type. And that's not going to work.
And that's the thing about it. You say you do that, you horse trade agreements.
Yeah,
you pissed. It's going to fire somebody else.
Exactly.
It doesn't make you. And we can no longer let them manipulate this situation.
They dangle the worm.
Right.
If
and
you
that's
jump,
why I don't want you guys to fall in that trap and say, "Oh man, Hooker and them busting us up with these grievances," and then they're gonna say, "Well, we wouldn't have to suspend you because if it wasn't for Hooker and them." No one has nothing to do with the other. Yeah. Hooker and them is doing what the members in them told them to do. So listen, we don't want you guys to do that, man.
And you could take this piece of information anywhere you go, this corner store, a big corporation. If people actually do their job, you have a better environment. I mean, if you went to Walmart and every register was open, and then you'd be in and out quickly, right? I'm just saying, if they had everybody in there doing their job and the specifics, it'd be in and out. So on and so forth. You went to McDonald's and you got a food and it came out correctly because the person took your meal, they handed it to the next person, they made it correctly, the person bagged it correctly, and you got it correctly. Right. If everybody did their job. So if we are elected, we go into office, we do our job, it's basically for you to come in and out with a smooth operation. In and out, smooth operation, everybody gets their money. Right. And you're going to be forced they're going to be forced to do their job correctly too. Mm-hmm. And it's all about that book. They got the book to read. We have the book to read.
Right. They got the same book we got.
The same book. It's the same language. They read it.
Man, they manipulated. They've been manipulated for so
long.
Oh,
yeah, the loopholes.
But another thing I want to touch on is this whole mandatory thing.
Oh, mandatory. The M word.
Right. This mandatory only appears one time in the contract.
And what's that for?
Article 26. It talks about reopening of centers that are closed and all these emergency reopening. It has nothing to do with nothing else. Now, I'm not saying that you do have to come to work on your scheduled days. You do have to do that.
Yes.
But UPS has an obligation to get people to come in on days they're not scheduled. But
Sunday.
They fail to do it. This is how it's supposed to happen. Okay, Romeo, you got the highest seniority here.
Okay.
I'm coming to you and see if you want this work because there's extra work available.
Yes.
And I want to know if you want to come.
What day is that? Saturday?
Right.
Well,
now,
okay.
if Romeo don't want to come, he has a right.
Exactly.
Because it says that in the contract. It says it.
And you don't approach somebody going, I needed you Saturday. What are you not coming for? Like,
Right.
whoa,
Right.
who are you talking
to? What should happen is the manager or the full-time supervisor come around with their with the shop store and say, hey, listen, we got extra work available. If you guys want it, here you go. We're going to go in seniority order. But if we cannot get enough volunteers, then we're going to force from the bottom up. But they fail to do that because we're big bag UPS and we do what we want to do. We've been doing it for 100 years.
Now, they can make it mandatory in that situation if they don't get enough volunteers.
Well, they just got to force people up. I mean, that's all they can do.
Yeah.
But they refuse to do it the right way.
Now, if they did it the right way and they go, Jane Doe, John Doe, your lowest seniority, you have to come in.
You have to come in.
So that's
right.
You have to come in.
Right.
So that's the only way you have to come in.
They fail to do that. They go around.
They're playing claw machines right now.
And
they're like,
like that.
You want to work?
That's why we have a contract. They continue to violate it, and we'll continue to fight them.
So here we go. Here's a question: if you work more than 5 hours in one shift, you're entitled to a break, right?
Right. If you should get your overtime after 5. You talking about for part-time or full-time?
Either or. Like if you're full-time.
Well, you're right. I know drivers, they got to take their hour lunch between the 3rd and the 5th hour. So on our hours is if you work more, after your 5th hour, you should have your break.
Okay.
You should.
So now, like, if you're working the following shift, like my second shift is 3 hours. Mm-hmm. So if they held me for another 2 hours, I need a break, right?
Right. Right.
Now, is it optional for me to take it? Like,
it's optional for you to take it, right?
But if you wanted to enforce it, they have to give you an hour break.
Right. And you know what? This is what Clash used to do when you were on preload. When we used to, when we used to come in super early,
make them shut down the hub,
right? And they'd be like, well, and it's like after your 5th hour, and they're like, well, you gotta stay. Well, like you'd be like, well, I want my hour break. And they say, no, you can go at home.
Yeah,
he used to kill me when he used to do that. But he's right though. But again, we gotta follow the contract. Most people don't want to break. Most people just want to work, but some people do.
Yeah, some people, you got to understand one thing. I know it's extra.
Oh, we got to get out of here. What time is that?
21.
All right, so we got 25.
Yeah, so extra hours. Well, he said we'll be back 11:30. So,
oh, okay. All right, cool.
So extra hours are basically, are upon us. So please be smart, okay? And when I say smart, if this is your only job and you only work 3-4 hours a day daily, and now you're switching to an 8-hour routine, 10-hour routine, please eat something. Please hydrate yourself. Mm-hmm. If not, have the proper, have some money to get something, or don't feel ashamed to ask a coworker. But listen, I'm here 10 hours. I forgot this. I forgot that you have something. Please, it's not worth it being in this hub and passing out. I've seen people change color in this place. They're sitting there and they just start, turning green or pale because they're hungry, and
right.
It's nuts. So you guys got to kind of take care of yourself. I mean, we're all adults here, but I know a lot of people are in situations. It's kind of hard to go out and buy food every day to work overtime, and the money you're putting out is what you're making. It makes no sense.
You know what? And I want those people to, like I said, reach out to us because we do a lot of work with community organizations that specialize in helping people that are struggling, like housing, food, finding jobs. Listen, like I said, I didn't talk about it during the campaign because I didn't want to use.
You don't want to tug on somebody's heartstring,
right? I say, oh, we got no. So now that we have. That's why we talk about community of labor. We're
all over the place.
Right. We do a lot of things with a lot of community people, a lot of other unions, because we wanted this to be a labor movement.
Yeah.
You know, so again, if you are going through some things, struggling, finances, food for your kids, clothes for your kids, reach out to us. We can put you in contact with some people that can help you.
Yeah.
That's why we, over the last few years, man, we really made a lot of connections because we wanted to help our members on a lot of different levels and not just when it comes to
if you want to help people. If you want to help people, you put yourself in a position to help people.
And that's
where we're at now.
Like, exactly. If for an example, if you have kids that are struggling with their homework, with their schoolwork, let us know. That's why with the teachers union, we got some connections there. If anything that you can think of, let us know. We can help you. Trust me.
I know some places like the churches, you can reach out to your church.
Right.
They'll help you out too.
Right.
So, I mean, if you feel uncomfortable coming to us and you are religious and go to church, don't be ashamed.
Right.
You know,
we're here to help.
Everybody, we're not here to judge you. We're here to help you.
Trust me.
Because guess what? I can tell you, me and Hooker, we could sit here and tell you.
Oh yeah.
We've been there.
Yeah.
And some of us are still there.
Yeah.
It just happens that way.
It
it's
happens,
just like,
man.
you know.
It happens. Life happens.
It's like you get put. I told a guy last night. As of last night, he came in, mean mugging.
Right.
And I always joke with the kid, you know, and I joke with him. He got really upset. And I was like, you know, I'm messing with you, right? We mess around every day. He's like, I'm not here, man. I got a lot of stuff going on. I was like, I do too. And he's like, you do? I'm like, I do. I have a lot of things going on. I was like, but I try not to, you know, bring it in here.
Yeah.
I try to, you know, I try not to wear that on my sleeve.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I learn a lot over these years working here. And I tell you right now, believe it or not, UPS has got me through a lot of things because of the people. I used to come in and have issues, and, you know, there was one or two members that I would talk to every day, and it would give me some good information. It was better than going to therapy. You know, I call UPS therapy because you go there, talk to a member, you work 4 or 5 hours, and then I get paid. I don't have to put out the money.
There you go.
It's just how you go about it. But I tell people this. Tell people that you trust. If you have a serious issue, don't go around spreading it like Paul Revere, because everything spreads around there. Yeah, and, you know, you got to make sure you get to the right people. You know, I remember I told one person something, and then it went around that I was doing something completely different. And I went to that person. I said, you are the only person I ever talked to.
Right.
I was like, and this got around. I was like, that's like, you know, it's embarrassing because it came out a different way from you.
Right.
And I was like, you can't do that, bud. Right. I was like, I know I'll never talk to you again that way. Yeah, ever.
Right.
Ever. Because I was in a spot and I talked to you and then now it goes around. I was like, it's not that way, man. I was like, you made me look like a complete idiot. And I don't like that. Right. I mean, sometimes you just get in a spot, like I said, you don't know what's going on. Life happens.
Life happens, man.
You want to talk to somebody.
And you want to lean on your brothers and sisters. You do. And I want to give a shout out to Hector. We give y'all a big shout out, man. You guys, man, y'all the real deal up there, man. We're gonna try to emulate.
I can't wait to meet you guys. I can't wait to meet you.
And all our older guys from Oregon Avenue that are worried about the pension. Listen, there's nothing that we can do to the pension. There's nothing we can do. I mean, far as messing it up. Now we can help it. That's why filing these grievances are very important. Because the more grievances you file, you got a better proof to show that you need more full-time jobs. And how many people at Oregon Avenue are misclassified working full-time hours but are part-time employees? All those things we can do to help the pension. We're not trying to do, listen, none of us sit on the pension board. Again, we're not here to hurt, we're here to help. So what I know people tell you things like that to try to get you.
The first thing said, therethere goes our pension. These guys got elected.
Exactly.
I looked at people like this.
There's nothing we can do to it but help it. We can't harm it.
My issue was, and it still is, when people say these things, where were you saying it before? When they were talking about our pension being in trouble and you sat there on your hands.
I know.
It's like you saying our pension was $6 million in debt,
and we had nothing to do with
that.
Exactly.
But yet we're going to mess up the pension.
Exactly.
I don't understand. Like this is something that's confusing me.
But people, they put it out there because it's change happens. People don't like change.
Yeah.
And like I said, this local has been cliquish since I've been in it, and we got to change that. That's the only way we can win is throw away the cliques. and let's work fighting this company. We got to do that. We have to. That's the only way to win.
You got to, like we said, with this whole Frank thing, bring that together.
We got to keep that.
We got to keep that mentality going and use it for other things.
Right.
You know, make it more positive because you know it was a huge positive outcome with everybody, and everybody, all the drivers, they wrote with their finger on their truck #Frank. You know, a lot of people I saw. I don't know if you saw this. His car was in the parking lot, and a lot of drivers took the stickers that, like, if you're not home, and they wrote personal messages and put it on his car, you know, flowers and stuff like that. Like, this is just a heartwarming situation.
It's sad that
it's a tragic situation that happened, but it's heartwarming.
I just hope that we can keep that same type of solidarity all the way. Don't let it stop.
No.
That's why I'm hoping that the powers that be that's in the IBT, if there is some way that they can have at this next convention, have a Frank, day,
something.
Everybody take off the vest that they ran to support who they want to support out there.
Put a pin on your vest.
Put a pin on it,
I like that little UPS logo with the black band going through it. Because sports teams do it when members go down.
And have his family come out there, man, and just have a sign of solidarity. Let them see. Got you. For him. And, I think that would be good, man, because like I said, on our first day, when we take office, we're going to have like a #Frank Forever shirts. We're going to wear all day for our first day in the office. We got some wristbands we coming with Frank Forever. We're going to be, doing that, and it's send all the proceeds to his family for our local. But we're going to get ready to get out of here, good people. It's almost time, y'all. January 1st to be here in about, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
So get ready.
It's coming.
It's coming, all right? So we love you guys. We appreciate you guys for giving this opportunity. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep fighting. And don't forget, we love you. Peace out. 623 Lives Matter.
All right.